Hello everyone, I hope everyone is having a wonderful week so far and that y'all are staying safe during these crazy times. Some of the most common reasons for a board to discipline a counselor are the failure to acquire the appropriate amount of continuing education for their practice and dual relationships, and the misrepresentation of credentials. And this was stated in an article by Tyler Wilson, Daniel Smith, and Ramona Willoughby in 2019. My reaction to reading this was I wasn't surprised. I work in the field of mental health and I hear about how important it is to continue your education to stay up to date with the latest training and skills that one should require to be a good counselor and to provide the best standard of care for their clients. I was shocked at the fact that dual relationships are very common. I knew that it happened, but I didn't realize how common it was amongst client and counselors. And the misrepresentation of credentials, I hear about every now and then, but I didn't realize how common they were, that they fake their credentials to make themselves look better or make their practice look better. And some of the most common reasons a counselor are disciplined or is disciplined in the state of North Carolina are sexual relationships between a counselor and their clients. One of the most recent cases in North Carolina was on June 7th, 2019. The investigation started on February 26th of 2018. The respondent had 12 violations. The respondent engaged in sexual intimacies and romantic relationship with a client. They displayed unprofessional conduct and gotten into the relationships without considering the risk of harming the client and the impact that it might have on the client. In the ACA Code of Ethics Standard A.5a, sexual or romantic relationships are prohibited. The counselor and client relationships are to be strictly therapeutic. Romantic relationships should not take place with the client or their families. The respondent also violated Standard A.4a, which states that counselors act are to avoid harming their clients and to minimize the unavoidable harm. And for the state of North Carolina, Standard 113.44, Section A10, entering a dual relationship that impairs professional judgment or increases the risk of exploitation with a client or supervisor or supervisee is prohibited, and the disciplinary actions will take place. The respondent also violated the NCGS Standard 90-340, Section A14, stating that the respondent harassed or abused sexually or otherwise their client. The outcome of the respondent was that their license was revoked. The license to practice counseling in North Carolina was to be mailed to the board no later than October 1st, 2019. If the respondent was to continue practicing counseling, the NC board will seek an injunction to the Superior Court against the respondent. One question that popped into my mind after reviewing and reading through everything was, if a client was to come forward with affections for the counselor and they displayed suicidal symptoms or stated that they were suicidal, what are the proper actions that should take place to make sure that the client's standard of care was taken care of and to make sure that they were okay, but to go about it appropriately and professionally. Thank you, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the week.